Not a drum was heard, not a funeral note. As his corpse to the rampart we hurried. Not a soldier discharged his farewell shot o'er the grave where our hero we buried. We buried him darkly at dead of night, the sods with our bayonets turning, by the struggling moonbeam's misty light, and the lanthorn dimly burning. No useless coffin enclosed his breast, not in sheet or in shroud we wound him, but he lay like a warrior taking his rest, with his martial cloak around him. Few and short were the prayers we said, and we spoke not a word of sorrow, but we steadfastly gazed on the face that was dead, and we bitterly thought of the morrow. We thought as we hollowed his narrow bed and smoothed down his lonely pillow, that the foe and the stranger would tread o'er his head and weave far away on the billow. Likely they'll talk of the spirit that's gone, and o'er his cold ashes upbraid him. But little he'll reck if they let him sleep on in the grave where a Briton has laid him. But half of our heavy task was done when the clock struck the hour for retiring, and we heard the distant and random gun that the foe was sullenly firing. Slowly and sadly we laid him down from the field of his fame, fresh and gory. We carved not a line, and we raised not a stone, but we left him alone with his glory.
Not a sound was heard, not a motor's toot, as our bikes to the summit we pedalled, through roaring wind and the driving rain, and the road all slimy and puddled. We pounded through thunder and storm and drank the sods at the Met Office, ignoring our cry for a break from the hurricane and the downpour thickly flowing. No useless waterproofs enclosed our breast, and no clothes was dry as we reached the top. But we wept like babes as Mike, Dave and Ted from the rescue van sounded, "Stop! You must stop!" Few and short were the prayers we said, though we spoke untrue words of sorrow as we steadfastly gazed on the depths of the glass and worried not a jot of the morrow. But half of our heavy task was done when we threw in the towel and desisted. We heard the glad cry of the warm and the dry, and knew naught was gained by persisting. Cheery and heartened, we dashed for the shower from the field of defeat so wet and windy. We carved not a line, we raised not a stone, but we left Jeff and the Scandals to win it.
Not a sound could be heard, not a motor's toot, as our bikes to the summit we pedaled, through roaring wind and the driving rain, and the road both slimy and puddled. We pounded through thunder and rain and wind, the sods at the Met Office ignoring our cry for a break from the hurricane and the downpour thickly flowing. No useless raincoats enclosed our breasts, and no clothes were dry at the top. But we wept like babes as Mike, Dave and Ted from the rescue van cried stop. Few and short were the prayers we said, though we spoke untrue words of sorrow, as we steadfastly gazed down the depth of the glasses and worried not a jot of the morrow. But half of our heavy task it was done when we threw in the towel and desisted. We heard the glad cry of the warm and the dry, and knew naught was gained by persisting. Cheery and heartened we dashed for the shower from the field of defeat, wet and windy. We carved not a line, we raised not a stone, but left Jeff and the Scandies to win it.